Your next carry-on might not make it past check-in. Why? Airlines are rolling out tech that decides for you. Will your bag pass? This isn't some distant future. It's happening right now in airports across the country. That moment of the check-in counter, the slight hesitation as your bag rolls onto the conveyor belt, it's becoming less about human judgment and more about algorithms. These aren't just your standard X-ray machines. We're talking about systems that analyze the contents of your luggage with an unprecedented level of detail, flagging items based on a complex set of criteria. Imagine the frustration, the unexpected fees, the public scrutiny of having your bag pulled aside. What exactly are they looking for? And more importantly, what does this mean for you, the everyday traveler? The technology itself is a blend of advanced imaging, artificial intelligence, and intricate databases. These systems are trained to identify not just obvious threats, but also items that might fall into gray areas, things you might not even realize could cause an issue. Most travelers won't hear about this until they're standing at the gate, wallet open, forced to pay. But you don't have to be one of them. Hit subscribe now because in the next few minutes, we'll uncover exactly how this tech works, why airlines are pushing it, and the hidden ways it could reshape your freedom to fly. To understand what's happening, think about the frustrations you've already faced. Overhead bins that overflow before half the passengers are seated. Gate agents forced to pull bags aside because they don't quite fit. Rules that change from one airline to another, leaving travelers guessing what's acceptable. For years, this chaos has been part of flying, but airlines believe technology can solve it, on their terms. AI-powered scanners are now being tested in terminals across the country. Instead of dropping your bag into a sizing box, these scanners calculate the exact volume of your luggage down to fractions of an inch. If it exceeds the limit, even slightly, you'll know immediately. Overhead bins are also getting smarter. Sensors installed above seats can track available space in real time, flagging when a bin is full and preventing crew from playing the endless game of rearranging bags. And the changes don't stop there. Airlines are experimenting with systems that can automatically link your boarding pass to your bag's dimensions, meaning your carry-on is tracked the moment you enter the terminal. The obvious question is, does this make travel easier, or does it simply make your old carry-on obsolete? Because the bag that slipped through gate checks in the past may no longer have a chance. And here's where it gets even more complicated. Wait until you hear about the hidden costs built into these systems, costs that could catch passengers by surprise. Here's how this new system actually works. First, the smart sizing gates. Instead of that metal cage at the boarding area, these gates use sensors that can measure your bag instantly. No squeezing, no tipping the bag on its side, no last-minute adjustments. If your carry-on is even half an inch too large, the system knows, and it won't let it through. Next, the volumetric 3D scanners. These don't just measure the height and width of your suitcase. They calculate the entire shape and volume down to the bulge of an overstuffed zipper. Even the smallest expansion, something a gate agent might have overlooked before, will be flagged immediately. Then comes automated bag tagging. Imagine placing your luggage on a belt, where a scanner links its exact dimensions to your boarding pass. From that point on, your bag is monitored at every stage. If it doesn't match the airline's requirements, the system alerts staff before you even reach the gate. So why are airlines investing in all this? Efficiency and revenue. Faster boarding times mean fewer delays, which saves money. And every time a bag is rejected as a carry-on, it often turns into a checked bag fee. That's extra revenue at almost no cost to the airline. Picture a real-world scenario. You arrive at the airport with your trusted carry-on, only to have it flagged by the scanner. Instead of negotiating with a gate agent, the system simply directs you to the counter to pay a checked bag fee. Or mid-boarding, overhead bin sensors announce that space is full even when you can clearly see gaps. Your bag is rerouted and you're left waiting at baggage claim. If this has ever happened to you, if you've been forced to hand over your carry-on at the last moment, drop a comment below with yes. You're not alone, and in just a moment, I'll share what you can do to make sure it never happens again. Here's the reality. The rules are about to get tighter than ever. A carry-on that once slipped through unnoticed may suddenly be disqualified. An extra wheel on a suitcase, a slightly thicker handle, even the bulge of a jacket stuffed into the front pocket, any of these could mean your bag no longer passes the test. And while travelers scramble to adjust, a new industry is rising: smart luggage. Bags engineered specifically to comply with these scanners. They're slimmer, lighter, and marketed as future-proof. But here's the catch: they don't come cheap. For passengers, the financial impact goes beyond replacing luggage. Every bag that fails adds revenue to the airline. Check bag fees, oversized baggage charges, and the unplanned costs of being forced to hand your bag over at the gate. These hidden profits are built directly into the system. But the real cost isn't just money, it's time and frustration. Imagine arriving late, rushing through security, and finally reaching the gate, only to be told that the carry-on you've relied on for years is no longer allowed. You're left scrambling to check it in, watching the clock while your flight boards without you. This is what's coming for travelers: stricter enforcement, higher expenses, and less control over how you move through the airport. So what can you do about it? In the next section, we'll cover the strategies that smart travelers are already using. Practical hacks that help you stay ahead, avoid fees, and keep your bag with you no matter what.
Here's the part airlines don't tell you. The future of travel won't just be about the plane ticket. It's about whether your bag survives the new rules, or costs you hundreds before you even take off. In this new reality, adaptation isn't optional, it's survival. And the smartest travelers are already changing how they pack. Forget the old checklists scribbled on paper. Digital packing lists, synced across your phone and laptop, are becoming essential. They don't just remind you what to bring, they track weight, suggest pairings, and even predict what you'll need based on destination. Then there's the luggage itself. The winners aren't the biggest or the flashiest, but the most flexible. Collapsible bags that shrink when you don't need space, expandable compartments that stay within regulation but give you breathing room when rules allow. It's mobility redesigned for uncertainty. And here's a hack few travelers know: pre-measuring your bag at home with free dimension apps. A simple scan from your phone shows you instantly if your carry-on fits the new templates, or if you're heading straight into a $100 gate check penalty. But packing isn't just about space, it's about weight. Rolling clothes instead of folding distributes bulk evenly. Placing shoes at the base balances the bag. These aren't small details, they're the difference between sailing through check-in or being stopped cold at the gate. And what's next? Insiders are already whispering about standardized bins across airlines. No more guessing, just one size everywhere. Others predict pre-clearance tags for bags, verified before you even step into the airport. But that also means stricter enforcement at every checkpoint. So ask yourself, do you really know if your bag is safe? Most travelers thought they did, until the bill arrived at the gate. Don't let that be you. Subscribe now so you'll never be the one fumbling at check-in. Imagine boarding a flight where your seat isn't just assigned, but your bag's exact cabin space is too, digitally reserved before you even step inside. Airlines are experimenting with personalized cabin allocations, promising fewer overhead wars and faster boarding. But the trade-off is subtle. Once the system dictates where your belongings go, how much freedom is left for you to choose? At the same time, outside the terminal, drone-delivered baggage is being tested in pilot programs. Picture your suitcase flying separately, tracked in real time, arriving at your hotel as you land. It sounds futuristic, but it also raises a question. Will travelers trade proximity for convenience, or will trust in the airline stretch that far? Inside the terminal, AI is quietly reshaping the boarding process. Algorithms are already predicting where bottlenecks form, anticipating slowdowns before they happen, and redesigning queues in real time. Efficiency is the goal, but with each layer of automation, the margin for personal spontaneity shrinks. The bigger picture is this: every new innovation forces travelers to adapt. And adaptation, not comfort, is what guarantees freedom. The ability to move anywhere, at any time, no matter the system imposed. The bag becomes a symbol. It's not just storage, it's a reminder of the larger question. How much control should airlines have over your journey? And how much are you willing to surrender in the name of speed? Air travel is shifting in ways most passengers don't even notice until they're already caught in the middle of it. Airlines are quietly leaning on new scanning systems and AI-powered decision tools that don't just weigh your bag, they predict how likely you are to cause a delay. What began as a simple process of checking luggage is slowly transforming into a data-driven system where the airline, not the passenger, has the final authority. Think about what that means. A bag you've carried for years, that always fit in the overhead, could suddenly be flagged by a system designed to protect efficiency and safety. You might never even speak to a gate agent about it. The machine makes the call and you're left paying more or adjusting your travel on the spot. There are real risks here. On one hand, the technology could make boarding faster and flights more predictable. On the other, it gives airlines another invisible layer of control over what you can or can't do as a passenger. And if history has taught us anything, when efficiency meets profit, the passenger often pays the price. But there's also opportunity. Travelers who understand these changes early, who know the loopholes, the hacks, the way to prepare before stepping into the airport, will be the ones who avoid the extra fees, the delays, and the public embarrassment of being stopped at the gate. This is knowledge airlines aren't handing out, but it's the kind that makes the difference between a smooth trip and a costly mess. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Should airlines really decide if your bag flies, or should passengers have the final say? Your perspective matters here, not only because it shapes how you travel, but because conversations like this push back against systems that only work when people stay quiet. Share your take in the comments. Every viewpoint adds to the debate, and every comment helps more travelers see this conversation. Here's what it all comes down to. The next time you pack, it's not just about what you want to bring, it's about what airline tech allows you to bring. That tiny distinction is shaping the entire future of travel. And if you've stayed with me this far, you already know this isn't just trivia. It's the kind of knowledge that saves you money, stress, and embarrassment at the gate. Don't leave your next trip to chance. Subscribe now because missing the next update could cost you more than just baggage fees. And stick around because next episode, we're pulling back the curtain on the freebies airlines really don't want you to know about.